Ladies and gentlemen, EMMANUEL OSADEBE has done it once again for Kevin McDonald's side as we have won our third game on the bounce since Kevin McDonald took over as our interim player manager. It's such a shame he doesn't want it on a full-time basis because we've been brilliant over the last couple of matches, and it's another big, massive, vital 3 points against a very, very good AFC Wimbledon side. So in today's video, I'll be giving you guys my thoughts and reaction to today's win. If you do go on to enjoy, make sure to drop a like on their form. If you could try and hit 100 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are now on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get a comment as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your thoughts on today's win, and I've just got to give them a lot of credit once more. Yes, we had to ride our luck at times. Wimbledon did miss some very good chances, and you can see that they were clearly missing. Is it Ali Al-Hamadi, I think his name is? You could see they were missing him today because in front of goal they were pretty toothless, if I am honest, but they're a good side. They're up there for a reason. I think they were around the playoffs before the game, so it's a massive 3 points for us, and we're on a roll under Kevin McDonald. I would anticipate that our manager will probably get announced between now and next Saturday against Wrexham. I think they've had a dramatic comeback once again against Salford City at this time, so that's not going to be an easy game at next week, but we're playing brilliantly. We're keeping clean sheets as well. We've just been outstanding, and if we're going to 1-0 our way out of this league, Kevin McDonald is the man to make us do that, I do believe, because when we scored that goal, yes, they had a couple of chances, but that last 5 or 10 minutes, we showed how much fitter we were than AFC Wimbledon. We were the team that looked like scoring again, if I am being honest, and it was just absolutely brilliant to see. In terms of how we lined up then for this match, we were unchanged from last Saturday. The only change in the squad was Rehan Tulloch came in for Kieran Kelly on the bench. So the team in full was Harry Lewis in goal, a back four of Brad Halliday, Matty Platt, Sam Stubbs and Liam Rideout, with Richie Smallwood and Alex Gilliard being in the midfield, with Bobby Poynton on the right, Jamie Walker in the 10, Adam Wilson on the left, and Andy Cook leading the line, which left on the bench to be Colin Doyle, Ash Taylor, EMMANUEL OSADEBE, Tyler Smith, Daniel Ugoke, Rehan Tulloch and Chisholm Folk. And I don't really think anyone had too many complaints about that. Lots of attackers on the bench, not really something we saw much under Mark Hughes. He would rather have more defenders on there. I think if that's Mark Hughes, he's going to have Kelly and maybe Richards on the bench over an Afoka or a Tulloch or an OSADEBE, something like that. So it was nice to see McDonald have them attacking options on off the bench, and it was OSADEBE who in the end came up with the goal, and it's a mistake from former bantam Alex Bass in between the sticks. OSADEBE just wants it so much more than what the Wimbledon plays in, and he's very strong, is OSADEBE. He's not an easy player to push off the ball. He does really well, gets a toe to it just after Alex Bass has slipped, so he's wrong-footed, puts it in the back of the net, and it was just absolutely brilliant. But we started the game pretty strong, if I am being honest. The first 5 minutes we were absolutely brilliant. We created a number of pretty decent chances. Poynton was linking up with Halliday, Walker was involved in the game, but after the first 5 minutes it came very, very scrappy. There was an early very, very big tackle from Richie Smallwood. I personally think it was a perfectly fine, clean tackle. It was certainly a lot of force in it and maybe a bit of intent behind it, but after that tackle the game seemed to get really dirty. There were a number of times where the referee was having to blow for free kicks because Wimbledon players was, going up for headers with their elbows. It happened a number of times, but they only somehow got 1 yellow card for it. But when that happened, the game did become very, very scrappy. They had a few chances. I think it was Armani Little coming from the left, had a shot, pretty comfortable save for Harry Lewis, and then a ball got played over the top. Josh Davison's chasing it. Harry Lewis has to come out of his goal, gets a bit of a half clearance on it, and I think it's James Tillett on the volley strikes. Lewis just about manages to claw it away, and then Rideout is able to clear. That was half time then, and it was around the hour mark, maybe 58th minute, something like that. We saw Adam Wilson come off for EMMANUEL OSADEBE, and within 4 minutes, that is when we took the lead. I haven't had the benefit of watching the goal back, but from what I saw, it was a very, very good finish from OSADEBE, and I don't know where this OSADEBE has come from, because in all the previous games under Mark Hughes, apart from pre-season last year, he looked not even poor, he looked awful, he looked absolutely terrible, like he wasn't a professional footballer. Now under Kevin McDonald, he looks a complete different player, and on Tuesday night I was a bit critical of him. He scored a brilliant goal, but apart from that, didn't really do all too much. But I thought this game in general, he did quite a lot of good things, did OSADEBE, and was unlucky maybe not to get a brace. There was an opportunity towards the end of the game where he beat a few players, had a shot, clearly a handball from the AFC Wimbledon player. I don't know how the referee didn't see that. We'll get onto him in a moment, because goodness me, he was one of the worst referees I've ever seen, for both ways that is, because there were some times where he was giving free kicks the complete wrong way, yellow cards for tackles that weren't yellow cards, and then no real talking to for an elbow and stuff like that. But yeah, the referee was absolutely terrible. After OSADEBE's goal, Wimbledon had some chances. They hit the post. I think Bogle had a shot towards the end which went just wide, and they did have some good opportunities. they're a good side, they're pretty one-dimensional. It is very long ball, 4-4-2. It's not the prettiest on the eye, but it's effective, and they have got some good players in there, and we had to ride our luck at times, and thankfully for us, we did just about enough to see the game out. We had a couple of half chances, like I say, but nothing really clear cut. Then we had the full-time whistle. It was very nervy when they were pumping balls into our box in that last 10 minutes or so, but we managed to see it out, and I thought in that first half, both Stubbs and Platt were a little bit off the pace. Davison and Bogle were doing very well to win a lot in the air, and we were struggling at times. That is where a number of their chances came from, and we've not really seen that from Stubbs and Platt so far this season. They've dealt with the big physical strikers quite well. I know not many teams have them these days, but Wimbledon had 2 of them, and both our centre-halves struggled, especially in that first half. In the second half, I thought they were much better, especially Sam Stubbs, but Matty Platt, I believe, picked up his 5th yellow card of the season in this one, so I'm pretty sure, I think I'm right in saying that he'll be banned for next week's game against Wrexham. In my opinion, I'd like to see Jonathan Tompkinson come in for that one, because I think we're going to need someone a bit more calm and composed on the ball because we're at home. I know they've got some big physical players up front there, like Ollie Palmer, maybe even Ash Taylor, but me personally, I feel a bit more comfortable with Tompkinson rather than Ash Taylor, if I'm being honest. But like I mentioned earlier, it is such a shame that Kevin McDonald doesn't want this job permanently, but he's putting out a good blueprint for whoever the next manager may be. There's been a number of rumours, because we're doing quite well at the moment. It doesn't force the club into rushing an appointment, and we might be looking at a manager who's potentially already currently in a job. Now, there's not many who are currently in a job who I think I'd really want at Bradford City, but we don't need to see playing out from the back sort of football. We need to see what we've seen over the last 3 matches, on the front foot, pressing. It's suiting the players at the moment, attacking football, positive. It might not necessarily be getting the best out of Andy Cook, who I thought had a really, really poor game, far too much moaning, not really challenging for a lot of headers. I was less than impressed with Andy Cook today. I think the quicker Viden Oliver's back, the better, because Cook, while he had a decent period a couple of weeks ago where I think he scored, was it 5 in 3 or something like that, 5 in 4, I'm not really too sure. Apart from that, this season he has been pretty poor, and it's a shame because we all know how talented Andy Cook is, but sometimes he's just allowing the moaning, frustrating Andy Cook to come out a little bit too much. But in terms of my overall thoughts on every player who played today, Harry Lewis I thought had a really good game, made 2 or 3 really, really good saves in there, was commanding as well from his crosses, but that's something we've seen over the last couple of matches. He seems to be more confident coming out for it. There were a couple of occasions where I think a ball got played over the top in the second half. Lewis just about got a fingertip to it. He was outside the area, dribbled just about inside the area, and then dived on the ball. It was, heart in mouth moment, but Lewis I thought overall had a very good game. Brad Halliday, absolutely outstanding, brilliant, the best fullback in the entire division, absolutely brilliant. Matty Platt for me, I thought wasn't very good, if I am being honest. I think this game that he's going to miss now against Wrexham, if I am right in saying that, I think that's going to do him good, because I think he needs to come out of the team for a little bit and just try and refocus, if I am being honest. Sam Stubbs I felt struggled in the first half, but was much better in at that second half. Liam Rydog I thought was really solid. Nothing really got past him all game. I think he has been pretty solid from the games that I've seen of him recently, so I think he probably stays in for next week's game against Wrexham. Into the midfield, Smallwood was good. There were a couple of times where I thought, because you're on a yellow card, you may end up getting sent off here, but I thought he held his discipline pretty well, and I was quite impressed with Smallwood once more. Gilead I thought had a very good game, legs, energy, quality on the ball, really impressed with Alex Gilead. Bobby Poynton, good first half. Second half he clearly tired a little bit, maybe all the games he's been playing recently has caught back up with him, but first half very good, second half not so good, if I am being honest. Jamie Walker for me, good first 10 minutes. After that, didn't really do all too much, and had some really nice link-up play in that first 10. But then again, he just goes missing, pretty anonymous. He had a big chance as well in that second half. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Gilead. Cut the ball back to him. Big opportunity. He takes it first time for some reason, although he's got enough time to take a touch, and it goes well over the bar. That was poor from Jamie Walker. Adam Wilson, I thought, had a really poor game. I would not expect to see him start next week. I think Rayhan Tulloch will come back in, or maybe even EMMANUEL Ossadebe, but maybe you go Ossadebe in the middle, Tulloch on the left. I'm not sure how that would potentially work, and I've already mentioned Andy Cook earlier. I thought he was pretty poor. In terms of the substitutes, Ossadebe, very good. Already mentioned him in this video, and I thought he was very good. Daniel Ugoke was poor. Wasn't impressed with him whatsoever. I think sometimes he just needs to be a bit more switched on and a bit more clued up in when to do certain things. Like if you're in your own half with 5 minutes to go, don't try and take players on. Just hook it down the channel, or when there's 90 seconds left on the clock, why are you trying to not hold it in the corner? Why are you then trying to take players on? Or he's just being a bit clumsy in this one. I wasn't impressed with him at all, and Tyler Smith wasn't really on for all too long to really impact the game, so I can't really give some honest thoughts on him because I don't think he was really on for long enough. But my overall thoughts on the game, great win, massive 3 points, 3 wins in a row now for Kevin McDonald. Like I say, I anticipate a manager will probably be announced before the next game against Wrexham. If not, and it is Kevin McDonald once again, I have absolutely no qualms with that because I think he's been brilliant so far, and it's just nice to see the football that we're watching. And it really pains me to be sat at home watching us finally winning games and playing really well at the moment, but it's just brilliant to see, and I'm so happy that we're finally playing some positive attacking football, and I'm sure you watching will probably agree with that as well. And I'll end today's video then with a stat from Bantam's Heritage. Shout out to them over on Twitter, but they've tweeted saying Kevin McDonald is the first Bradford City manager, be that caretaker, interim or permanent, to win his first 3 games in charge since Lenny Lawrence in August 1994, nearly 30 years ago. So that tells you how good of a job that he's doing. And it's not like we've beaten the bottom 3 teams. You know, Swindon, well-established League 2 side who are doing very well this season. I think they'd only lost 1 game all season. Grimsby played a pretty strong team on Tuesday night in the AFL Trophy while we completely rotated. And then also this one against the AFC Wimbledon, who I think had only also lost 1 game all season. So it's very, very impressive at the moment. We've had a tough run of fixtures that don't really get much easier, but it's just absolutely fantastic to see. I will leave it there then for today's video. My man of the match for this one, I've got to go with EMMANUEL OSADEBE. He's come up with a big moment, but Brad Halliday, shout out to him, and also Harry Lewis as well. If you have enjoyed watching, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you go try and hit 100 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get a comment as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your thoughts on today's massive 3 points against AFC Wimbledon. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for another one. Peace.